Yo, what up? Welcome to Mo Boxing No Problem. I'm Jose Ramirez Jr. And today I have a special guest. I have the pleasure of interviewing a pro boxer all the way from the UK, Jordan the Wanderer Reynolds. How's it going, Jordan?
All good, mate. Thanks for inviting me on your show. It's a real pleasure to come on, mate.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure to catch you so early in your career. 3-0, and still on the way up. So thank you for making the time.
Mate, listen, I should be telling you, mate. I've had some dramas and setbacks over the last couple of years, mate. But we're getting to that in the interview, I guess.
I hear you. And before we get started with the questions, I do want to show about a minute of your last fight, leading up to the stoppage. So people that, aren't too familiar with Jordan Reynolds can kind of get a feel for your fighting style. So let's go ahead and play that clip first. That's it. No mas. I love the patience you showed there. Over and out, first round. So impressive stoppage. First question for you, Jordan. This is probably the most basic question, and you get asked a million times. But how did you get into boxing?
Like most other boxers, mate, we all come 9 times out of 10. We all come from a rough and ready upbringing, or we all come from struggle times. So yeah, my dad's brothers and my dad are all old school, all done very long prison sentence themselves, always around fighting. My granddad was an old school man, very heavy handed, and he would always make us fight in the back garden with my other cousins and things like that. So I was kind of always around it, not really boxing, but just to be able to, if I ever feel threatened, make sure I'm the first one to land, or if someone hits me, hit them back or whatnot. So yeah, growing up on an estate and probably around your way, it's probably called the Bronx, I don't know, the ghetto. You kind of got to be a bit streetwise, and you got to think about yourself. Otherwise, you're an easy target. So yeah, I always just carried a little bit of, and then obviously I saw a lot of drama growing up, and I always carried a little bit of hate, a little bit of spike in me and things like that. And then yeah, it wasn't until I was getting kicked out of school and things like that. A boxer come into my school, and he done a bit of pads with me, and he was complimenting me beautiful, lovely, lovely. And I'm just hitting the pads. But when he's saying beautiful, lovely, lovely, amazing. At first I thought, mate, is this man all right? He's a bit. This is strange. Do you know what I mean? Because I never really had, but I've always with that loving. Growing up, obviously my parents and whatnot, the family issues. There was a lot of drama and trauma. Growing up was to suffer quite mentally. It was hard. You know what I mean? But so I've always craved this loving, and then obviously I got some boxer trainer, ex world champion, complimenting me. I thought, I love this. I actually belong somewhere, and never felt like I fit in school, and I just felt like I belonged there. And then I ended up getting kicked out of school, and I was starting to do more trouble. And he said, look, he saw potential in me, and he let me work in the gym 10 in the morning till 10 at night, and I just done that, and then I just excelled from there, mate. Yeah, done well, mate. It kind of molded me. I was just in the gym at young, 15 years old, and yeah, just was around fighters and older men, and it humbled me. It really did humble me.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of boxing. Opens so many doors, different avenues for you to get to travel and just take that kind of aggression and environment and put it to good use.
100%, mate. Especially as you start climbing the ranks, things like that in your boxing, you start traveling the world, and you see different cultures and whatnot. It's an amazing sport, mate. And 9 times out of 10, you see boxers and people in boxing, we're actually all right. We're sweet. we know how hard it is and things like that. So we're very humble and down to earth. You obviously get a few people who are a bit arrogant and up themselves and whatnot, but yeah, like it's a very it's a gentleman's sport, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then Jordan, can you tell us a bit about your amateur career? You're part of the Great Britain Olympic team, correct?
Yeah, I done well as an amateur, mate. Like I started, so I had my first fight at 16, and I just got put straight into the championships, the nationals, the ABAs. They're like the most prestige titles. They're like the Golden Gloves over in America. And I was boxing 6 or 7 times to get to the finals, and I was getting to the finals and losing to like the all number twos with my first season
Oh, wow.
in boxing. So like I thought, and I was learning on the job, but I was only getting there through being gritty and just determined, and like I would always lose the first round because it used to be computer scoring. So like the first round I would be like down 10-0 or 10-1. But then where I was just so relentless and body head, and I was training at a pro gym. I used to work the body a lot, and everyone used to be fencing, like a bit like fencing back in the day. So I would always catch up a second and third, and yeah, I've done well, mate. Like I ended up moving with a random family who they took me in because we were still in a little bit of trouble. Lovely, lovely place. Opened up my eyes even more. I thought, well, it is possible to, like these big houses and that. So I stayed with them for a bit. Boxed for West Ham. West Ham was probably one of the most famous and renowned amateur gyms in the world, like especially in England. Like the Mickey Mays, a legend. Trained the likes of Nigel Benn, Kevin Mitchell, Terry Spinks, Olympic gold medal. The list goes on and on. He made over 120 national champions. He was a
Wow.
legend, mate. He was a legend. He was. So I went on there and really felt the love, and it took just made me into more of a box fighter. Started winning national titles, the CYPs and things like that. And I moved to Hoddesdon. Mickey May sadly passed away, so I thought it's time to move on. It was like the end of an era, and then went to Hoddesdon, and then yeah, mate, just excelled from there, mate. Going to the England team, become England captain. Never lost for my country. Then I got into the Team GB, and then travelled the world, mate. Done well, especially my last year leading up to the Olympics. I was flying. I was winning everything. Like won
Oh,
everything.
wow.
Won absolutely everything. I had nine. Done. Yeah. Won everything. I won everything on there, mate. But yeah, great. Done all right as an amateur, mate. Now we just wanna knuckle down and take over the pro scene.
Absolutely. And then how did you get the nickname The Wanderer?
Do you know what? Like, I'll be honest. Like, I've always wandered around as a kid. All right, whether that's like being on the move, house to house, trying to get to the best place or not. And then obviously I used to be a bit of like I was a single lad and things like that, so I was always up to no good. But yeah, it's mainly just my lifestyle. How I was like, even when I first turned pro, I ended up moving to Ireland, which is another country. Like just to turn pro, just to like I just always wandered around and just been a lone wolf, mate, trying to get it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about your pro debut. So that happened just about a year and a half ago, and I noticed it was a 6 rounder as opposed to a 4 rounder. So impressive feat, and also impressive that you pretty much won every single round. I think it was a shutout for your debut. Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, like I was like I put the gloves on and things like that for a while. Like little gloves, different now, pro game. I know Robbie Chapman went on a journey when he comes to win. Had a half and half record. He's tough. He's durable. So yeah, like I just knew that was good stead. But I was a bit because obviously it was during the pandemic and whatnot. So like my thing is like I like bringing people to my fights, things like that. And it was just like an empty hall and things like that. So it weren't really like I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Then I had another fight, and it was still like it was like have 100 people in, and then my third fight was like my pro debut again because I could have fans in. So I've had like 2 pro debuts in my head, but now I feel like now going into this fight now, my whole career is reset, and I'm starting again now, and this is where there's no more dramas and no more nonsense. I can really start pushing forward, get 2 in by the end of the year, and then get these titles next year and the next year.
Absolutely. And we got a comment from Mark Nash. Says, "What up, fam?" And then he says, "Just came through to smash the likes before my flight." So thank you, Mark.
Yeah,
Have a safe flight. And let's talk about your upcoming fight. You're penciled to fight on October 29th. Big opportunity at the Wembley Arena, big stadium. What can you tell us about that opportunity? Are you excited to get back in the ring?
Yeah, it's an audition. Like, basically, I was supposed to have my breakthrough in February. Alexandra Palace, John Ryder versus Danny Jacobs was supposed to be the undercard of that. And a week before, I ruptured my tendon completely off. So I had to get surgery, had a lot of drama and things like that. It hit me hard. So the last few months has been grafting, mate, rehabbing, and I've come out on the other side. And now I've got another opportunity. And for me, not being active for a year and not being on media and having no TV presence behind me, I've done over 500 tickets on my own back, mate. Like, so I think, like, I can't wait to bring an army down. I'll be bringing a hell of a lot of people. I've made a few phone calls, mate. You know what I mean? It's just 500 lads rolling up to come back me, mate. Like, and I ain't even really started. Yeah, I was just word of mouth. Do you know what I mean? So when the TV and the coverage get behind me, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, like, I'm buzzing. It's just it's an audition for me. I just gotta make sure I show that I can put bums on seats. I show I can fight and show a bit of my personality as well, I guess.
Absolutely. And then I was trying to see if the opponent had already been determined, but BoxRec still had his TBA. Are you still weighing your options for opponent, or has that
Yeah,
been
now I've got a
finalized?
fellow called Joan Lopez. He's a Spanish lad. He's not bad. He lost on a split decision to Brian Rose, former world champion. Yeah, like, listen, he's there to try and put the round. Like, I need the rounds in, so he's there to push me the rounds. But the way I'm feeling that, mate, I'm looking to just try to take him out, mate. Like, if I see an opening, I want to be onto him.
Yeah, and as we saw in the opening clip, seeing an opening, kind of going for the finish. Your last fight versus Rodolfo Paterno. You won that by first round TKO. What can you tell us about that fight? And should people be expecting more knockouts from you moving
Yeah,
forward?
100%. Like, I'm not a knockout artist, but I carry heavy hands. If I land flush, I will get you out of there. But with the last fight, he was very awkward. Like, awkward, a bit novice, to be honest with you. I'd rather fight like on the Olympic team, mate. I was boxing World Series boxing, the Kazakhs and all these Ukrainians and whatnot. So I was boxing the best. So, like, when you kind of go down level, it's like it was hard to read him, to be honest with you. I was throwing a few jabs, I was trying to, like, draw him on. I couldn't really read him, and he caught me with a little shot. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna put the pressure on that, and then man him, and I just manhandled him, landed a nice left hook to the body, left hook to the head, and then yeah, he didn't really know where he was. So yeah, like, if the knockout's there, I'll make sure I deliver it.
Sounds great. And then I want to speak about your management team. So you got two good names, backing you, Joe Kasagi and Darren Parker. What's it like having them being a part of your team and being able to go to them for advice? Those are some greats.
Yeah, good people. They've been there, they've done it. They know how the game is. They know it's a dog. It can be a dog sport. Kawasaki's a madman. He's a lovely fella. One of our own. Just got off the phone to Darren Parker an hour ago. Checks in onto me daily, or every other day. Good people, mate. They just wanna. I think they missed the buzz of them not boxing again, and now, like, it's like a new buzz for them. Like, yes, like, come on, do you know what I mean? So yeah, look, it's good people, mate. Good, genuine people, and that's what I like to surround myself with.
Love to see that. Because it's definitely going to help you in your career.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, listen, it's about you need that guidance, mate. Like, you gotta be looked after in sport, otherwise, a lot of sharks out there.
Yeah. Boxing can be a very cutthroat business for sure. And then, speaking of kind of your preparation and going into fights, do you watch a lot of tape on your opponents, or do you mostly focus on yourself?
Late, do you know what? I feel good. Like, I've not really been stressed out too much. I've been chilled. I think next week, when I'm in the hotel and I've got a few days left, I'll keep, watching. I'll watch a few videos just to get, like a little plan or whatnot. But from Wednesday onwards, I probably am a little bit of a pest. I probably will be watching him when I can, just to visualize and just get everything right. Like, I'm a bit mad like that, but yeah, you got it in you, mate. Like, it'll be. I think if anyone says they've never watched their opponents, never, like, I think they're lying. I think we all have a little peek. We all see what they do and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a balance of both, right?
You need to, mate, because you need to have that little bit of nerves. The nerves keep you sharp. Do you know what I mean? If you go in there and you're looking at your opponent, you think, oh yeah, and you've got a bit of an ego, and you rate yourself highly, you're just gonna think that's when things go wrong, mate. You get caught cold or it's not. I don't know. I think sharp. I think nerves keep you sharp.
Agreed. Very true. And then you're listed as a super welterweight, Jordan. Is that the weight class you plan on campaigning at and winning your first title?
Now, do you know what I was gonna do? I was doing it, and I thought, do you know what? Like I started getting too many injuries. So I felt like I was training a bit more. So I thought, what? And I thought to myself, I had a bit of bad advice doing the weight, and I thought, you know what? Let me get a proper, like one of the best nutritionists in the country, poor Neil, and he done everything. Went straight to the drawing board, and he went, you can make super welterweight. He said, but performing at it is completely different. He said, especially as the rounds go on, things like that. So I said, it makes sense. I said, because I said I was killing myself. Like I couldn't. It weren't good for me, man. Like, so I thought I've campaigned at middleweight, always an amateur, done very well. But, was number one in my country for years. Like, why? I think to myself, why have I even done this? Like, it's an old school mentality. Do you know, like when you turn pro, they always say, "Oh, you always go down to the weight. You're big for the weight." Things like that. But I thought, mate, middleweight. I'm 6 foot, 6'1", got a big frame. Like, why? Yeah, sometimes have a little bit of spring in your steps. Good. Do you know what I mean? Need that little bit of energy, especially as the rounds go on.
Yeah, no, I think that's smart. And we have here another comment from Bon Kui. That's just a salute. And then a question for you says, Jordan, is that TMT design custom made hat?
The money team, eh? Nah, it's the Canadian hat, mate.
I
was over there though with my a few years ago. Oh, they put me in the doghouse. It's on YouTube, mate. Mad it was. Mad.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I mean that's a great hat. Definitely stands out. And kind of speaking of the UK boxing scene, we were kind of talking about a little bit earlier, kind of some up and coming talent. But what are your thoughts on the UK boxing scene, and what are some up and coming names that we should be keep an eye on for?
Oh mate, it's booming. Do you know what I mean? Like it really is. It's exciting times for boxing, especially like even with the. Like I'll be honest. I never imagined that I'd go to. I think it was at the O2. Was that to go watch women's boxing? I watched Savannah Marshall, Tricia Shields. I was just thought, you know what? It's come a long way, and it's some exciting fights to be made, especially in the heavyweight division and whatnot. But mate, yeah, like it's a buzz, mate. Like it's a bit quiet now because this I think it's this weekend. There's no fights on things like that. But like you got Josh Broughton coming up very soon with the Mexican. I want to try to see. I want to see there's some big fights to be made with the Usyk and Fury, or where does Joshua go? Does Joshua fight Wilder? There's so many. Joe Joyce is now in the mix, so yeah, boxing's booming, mate. Like from especially stateside as well. So yeah, it's exciting times. It's and there's a lot of revenue into boxing now. Like, I'm not a big believer in all this TikTok and YouTube with boxing things like that, but they're putting different eyes onto boxing now. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's making the boxing more entertaining, more it's more fun to watch for the fans. So yes, it's good time to be in the sport.
Yeah, no, I agree. And going back to the previous weekend, like as you mentioned with Savannah Marshall and Krista Shields, that was a loaded weekend. We had Deontay Wilder back. We had Devin Haney, George Kambosos. Who else do we have on there? I think Caleb Plant was making his return, and the most watched fight was that women's fight in the O2. It was amazing.
Hey, I can't listen. I'll be honest. I never watched that Krista Shields. I heard good things about her. I watched that for. Do you know what? She's the real deal, isn't she? She's unbelievable, man. Like so. Yeah, fair play to women's boxing. They've come a long way, and they're putting us lads to shame.
They're stepping up their game big time.
Yeah.
A few more questions here from live chat. We got hear from Bon Kui says, Jordan, how do you feel about Tyson Fury versus Joe Joyce?
Do you know what? I'll be honest. See Joe Joyce, yeah. He's not pleasant to watch on the eye. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't go, ah. But do you know what? If you're in there with him, the engine he's got, the work rate, the relentless, the chin he's got, he gives a lot of people trouble. Like he gave Usyk a little bit of trouble back in the amateurs in the World Series boxing. That was only 5 rounds, so he's like a steam train. If you got someone like that, 12 rounds, he's gonna get you regardless. Do you know what I mean? So interesting fight. But like, listen, you got edge to Fury. Fury's the champion. What he's done for the sport, he's spectacular, isn't he? Like he's special, but you can't write Joe Joyce off at all. He's up there with the mix with the big lads for sure.
Your assessment. All right, then we got Tupac 13 coming through with the comment. Says Jose and says Jordan, salute champ. So
Yes.
Salute Tupac. Jordan, what's the furthest you've had to travel to get good sparring?
Man, I've travelled around the country, mate. Hours.
Hours.
Mate. Yeah. Like do you know what? Even when I was young, right, I'll go by myself, and I was travelling like. Say, do you know what? Saying that I travelled to bloody LA, Freddie Roach's gym, just to spar.
Wow.
Then I went to Mayweather's gym, just like so by myself, and I was only young. I was 18. I raised a few quid. I kept working. I thought, right, I just want to go out there by myself, and I started spotting all these mad Mexicans and all these mad people. I was like, oh, this is a real deal. Like, but as a kid, mate, I used to put my rucksack on. Everyone knew me in the amateurs, and the pro trainers knew me. And I used to go by myself, spar James DeGale when I was about 17, 18. I was helping him out for his titles. George Groves, Josh Taylor. I've been around, mate. I've had some wars, mate. I tell you.
That's phenomenal. And I wanted to talk about one of your sparring sessions that I saw kind of on Instagram. I saw a photo of you with Felix Cash. I think you're helping him prepare for his upcoming fight with Conor O'Coyle, which was going to be a good one, another undefeated fighter. How was like sparring with Felix Cash?
Yeah, mate. Good confident boost for me. I know that I'm up there. Obviously, he's got the rounds. He's got the pedigree. He's got the experience. Do you know what I mean? With the pro game and the rounds. But my first spar back, done 6 rounds, and I was like, mate, yeah, sweet. Like, he's a very good lad. He's very strong, lovely fella. I believe he will be a world champion if he keeps his nut down. But yeah, just a great all-in-all confident boost for me because I know I'm up there. Do you know what I mean? Just got to be a bit patient and just do my thing and don't get carried away, really.
Absolutely. And then this question is it's an interesting one. Says Fury posted on his Instagram he was going to get dread transplants. Jordan, how do you feel about Fury having hair?
Mate, but nothing surprises me from him, mate. You can't write anything off that he says because he might wake up tomorrow and post a picture of him with dreadlocks. So you just don't know, do you? He's mad, isn't he?
Yes, he's a character. And then Jordan, who's the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with, either in sparring or in your pro fights?
Do you know what? George Groves can punch.
Mm.
He can punch, man. I've got to say, when I went to Kazakhstan, all right, and I was sparring these like I don't know who they were, man, but like, I was in Kazakhstan doing a training camp, and they were young lads, and they had tiny gloves on as well, but he caught me with a shot. I thought, fucking hell, like, yeah, so some of them, I was supposed to meet some Europeans, mate. No one knows of them. It's just animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like but George Groves can punch, mate. He can bang a bit, yeah.
For sure. We've seen it. We've seen him punch.
Mm.
And then my next question for you, Jordan. Who was your favorite boxer growing up?
Favorite? Do you know what? I never had one, one particular, but I used to love the old fighters. Tony Zale, Sugar Ray Robinson, Leonard, Johnny Tapia, people who had a story and a bit of grit about them. And I used to watch, like I could tell, I used to watch a fighter. I just knew the way they fought. They had something behind them. They had a story. They had something, and there's a lot of character there. So, but yeah, I used to love the old school fighters, mate. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think you come out to old school music, right? It's from like the 50s,
The wonder of the 50s, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mate, I'm like a jukebox, mate. There's not one song. If you've done 1950s classics, I could sing any song, mate, from that era, or even country, mate. I love country music, 50s. I don't know how. I don't know where that. Bit mad. Just never know. Because I'm from. Listen, where we're from, mate. Like it's not really that kind of music, mate. It's like all UK rap, hood music, things like that. And I must have just heard some kind of song on YouTube or on the radio, and I just Mad, mad. And the boys, used to go, mate, you all right? Like, what are you listening to? I was like, no, this is me, mate. Just stick for it. I still get stick for it now.
That's awesome. All right, we have another live comment for Bon Qui says, "Can you sign my basketball?" I mean,
Well,
I
yeah,
think
yeah, a bit far, but when
let's
I'm over
see.
stateside.
When it's over stateside, then it says Jordan, UK Eminem.
Yeah, if I could rap like him, mate. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been doing that
absolutely.
instead of boxing.
And then who is your current number one pound for pound fighter?
Oh man, do you know what? I couldn't even answer that. Just, I would really have to think about it. Like, oh mate, do you know who I really rate highly?
Who?
Shakur Stevens.
Oh yeah, he's coming up. He's climbing those ranks fast.
Special man. He is special. He's special, but do you know what? Pound for pound is just Usyk. I do like Usyk. I
Yeah,
love Usyk,
Usyk.
man. Yeah, he's legend. He's just funny. He's yeah, Usyk for me, man. Like he's one of the pound for pound great, and him to go up to heavyweight like that, perform. He's some man.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people were giving him a shot to be Anthony Joshua in the first
Well,
fight, because Derek Chisora almost beat him.
yeah, but do you know what? Like he's a very smart man. Like I think he could have blew Derek Chisora out there, and he was told
Ah,
if you get him out there, who's gonna fight you? And he wanted them big fights. So you know what I mean?
that's a good theory. Maybe that's what happened. And then Jordan, what are some boxing legends you've had the chance to meet in person?
Lots of trainers. Do you know what I mean? I think Freddie, obviously Freddie Roach, Roger Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather. They're legends, man. Do you know what I mean? Mickey May. If you knew Mickey May and what he done for the younger generation, the seniors, and he created so many champions, he was a legend, mate. But yeah, like I've met a lot of lads, a lot of fighters, like traveling the world with the Olympic team. Do you know what I mean? Who are gonna excel? Like the McCormack twins, they're special. Do you know what I mean? Peter McGrail, like there's, mate, I've met so many, mate. I couldn't like some special talent out there, mate. But it's all about getting a little bit, being a little bit. You need a little bit of luck in this game to have a little breakthrough, to be seen on the big stage. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Agreed. All right, and then another comment from Bon Qui. She's on fire with the live chat today. She said, "Jordan, that's funny you say that because Deontay Wilder said Shakur looks like a Teletubby."
Well, yeah, mate. Doesn't matter what it looks like. The man can fight.
He's got skill. And then Tupac 13 with the request is sing your favorite song now if you can.
Oh man, I don't want to scare the fans away. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not. I didn't say I could sing. I said I know every song. I'm not a good singer. I wish I could sing.
All right, and then Bon Qui says Makabu Senior is number one, Jordan. All right. Cool. So for the next segment, this is what we call kind of the fans corner, is where I'm gonna give you a few fights that either been confirmed or rumor, and I want you to put your boxing fan hat on and tell me who's gonna win.
All right, go on.
All right. So for the first one, who's gonna win out of Jermell Charlo versus Tim Tszyu?
I don't know why, but I think Tim Tszyu.
Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go with Tim
Decision?
Tszyu.
Think decision or stoppage?
I think points.
Points?
I think points. Yeah.
Yeah, we're within 100 days for that one. That's going to be the start of the new year. The next one, I believe this one has now been officially announced. It's the rematch scheduled for February. Who's going to win out of Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall?
It will wait. Is it being at
140?
What was the last fight? It was 140.
It was also at 140, but
Oh, was it?
Taylor, Taylor is struggling to make 140. I think it was 10 teams
Yeah.
to move
Do you know what?
147.
Do you know what? I think Taylor wins convincingly this time. I think he might have had a bit of drama, might have had a few problems with camp, might have been overlooking, Catchall. But look, I thought Catchall, won the last fight. But I think Josh is, he's a very talented fighter, mate. I think if he switched on and he does the weight properly, he'll be Jack.
Damn, for sure. All right, and then we got coming from Bon Kui coming back from the last one. She thinks Charlotte will win against Tim Sue. It's gonna be a great fight. Can't wait to see the result for that one.
It's a mad one. Yeah, when is that? It's in January, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the thing's the beginning of January. Yeah, it's the beginning of January.
Oh yeah, sorry, I lost you there.
No worries. So then for the next fight, this one has been rumored. We probably won't get it next, but what do you think about Maxie Hughes versus Ryan Garcia?
So listen, I like Max Hughes. Max Hughes is the Cinderella man. He's done well, man. But I think Garcia's just got too much of he's got an X factor. Do you know what I mean? He's just a couple of levels ahead. But you can't write Maxi off. But I will have to go with Ryan Garcia just because he is a star. He's I think he's just a bit more fresher as well. He's a lot more fresh.
Right.
And do you know what? He shocked me, especially when he fought Luke Campbell. Rate him. Do you rate him?
Absolutely. All right, we got Jaguar coming through the live chat saying salute. Salute, Jaguar. And then Bon Kui says Ryan Garcia wins by disqualification.
Good odds. That'd be good odds on the betting.
Yeah, take that to Las Vegas. That's some good odds. And then the final fight, this one just got announced recently. Who's going to win at a Zach Parker versus John Ryder?
Oh, do you know what? I don't think John Ryder's done yet. I know he's pushing on a bit. I'm going to go with John Ryder.
I agree. I before the Jacobs fight, I picked Ryder to win just based on how he looked against Kalen Smith.
Yeah, he's mate. I've sparred John as well. He's very physical. I'll go John for that, mate. When's that?
December. Yep. Yeah, I'm glad that's happening because I know it was supposed to be Andrade and Zach Parker, and then just kept getting rescheduled and pushed out. But that's a good matchup.
Yeah, exciting, man. Good fight.
Cool. All right, then we got Skywalker showing up to the live chat. Salute, brother. He says, salute, Mo Boxing, no problem. And chat, he's like, I'm late. All right, and then Bon Kui says, Zach Parker versus Ryder. I got to be in a draw.
Oh, mate, you need to head to Vegas for the betting.
She's spot on there. All right, and then for the next one, Skywalker. All right, Skywalker's in the chat now. Coming back to you, Jordan, what are some things you like to do outside of boxing? What are your hobbies and interests?
Well, I just love working, mate. I'm a businessman. I love working. I love creating new ventures, from coffee shops to I love going to networking. I've got my academy running in all deprived areas, all up in the bad areas, troublesome areas. We cover nationwide. I'm always looking for it, mate. I like progression. I don't know, mad. I know what it's like not to have nothing, so I'm always just trying to get on to the next thing. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I like adventures.
That's awesome. All right, and then the final question. It's not really a question. I'm going to leave the floor open to you. What's something you want to say to your fans and your supporters?
Just big love and big thank you for everyone believing in me and supporting me. It's been a hard, rough few months. From people who know, there's a lot of bad stuff that's happened to me through boxing. Been on very fair, but just big love to everyone, mate. This is the time now. Come next year, we'll be getting titles, and it's not just me and it's everyone. I want to bring everyone together.
Very well said. All right, well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Special thanks to the live chat. Bon Kui, Skywalker, Tupac, Jaguar. Appreciate you guys coming through and showing love. I think we have another comment from Bon Kui. It says, Jordan, is it snowing over there?
Not yet, but it should be. It's freezing. It's England, mate.
It's just sweater weather already.
Yeah, this is. But you say that, and tomorrow it could be sunny, or it could be raining. You just don't know. It's all mad. It's a mad place.
Awesome. And then he says, Jordan, maybe Santa Claus can give you the WBC belt.
Yeah, well, only if it was that. Only if it was that easy. I think I need to earn that.
Well, we wish you, best of luck on what you're calling your exhibition on October 29th. Bright lights, big stadium fight, and we'll be rooting for you. and looking forward to how your career progresses and the big things yet to come.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Let's just stay in touch, mate. And listen, thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. We'll definitely stay in touch and love to have you back. And maybe next time you'll have a belt or two.
That's it, mate. That's the plan. That's the goal. We're gonna soon come.
All right. Thank you so much, champ. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye, man. Bye.
All right. Take care.